Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on Broadway World or over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, and I'm really excited. You know, we love new and original works. We love different voices, stories, and things to be told. And there's a brand new show called Sulfur Bottom, which is coming to New York City. It's coming to the legendary Jerry Orbach Theatre, and I am very excited that they announced this cast. And the show is scheduled for Wednesday, August 13th and Saturday, August 16th, leading to an opening night on August 20th. We're going to get the full scoop from the playwright. He's here. He's given us the full, how did he come up with this? What does Sulfur Bottom mean? Who are the people in this show? How has his college career led him to this moment? Because I was reading his bio and I want the full scoop. Actor, writer, the whole shebang. Rishi Varma, welcome to the Roundtable.
Hey, Robert. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited.
A new original work that's coming to New York City, playing off-Broadway right in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
It's pretty awesome. So tell us, what is Sulfur Bottom about, and how long have you been working on this baby?
Yeah, so Sulfur Bottom is about a family that lives in this house in Industrial Park, and it follows them over 40 years as they live in this world that's slowly hurting them, and they're having to decide, how do they escape? Do they leave the house? Do they stay in the house? How do they sell the house? And along the way, they encounter a little talking whale as well. So it's a whole thing. And I started working on this about 3 years ago. So I've been in development for about 3 years, and then we're so excited to have our first full production on a New York stage.
What's the journey like for you to write it down? And then what do you have to do? Shop it around, sell it around, send it around? And then you look for producers, people? What is the journey for a playwright?
Yeah, it's pretty all over the place, I would say. So I started writing it, and then writing it again, and then a couple more times. And then eventually we did a little pizza reading. We actually did it at the place I work because we had no money. So we just there was a day off, and I asked my boss if I could use the shop that I work at, and we were able to. And then from there, we did another reading, and from those readings, you get a little bit of interest and people who want to put some stuff behind it. And then we have a small budget that we're able to launch this production on, and we're running twice a week, and it's super exciting. But it is all over the place. It's not linear. This. It's like this, then nothing, then put it away, then pull it out. It's all over the place.
I would read someone's new work for pizza. I'm just letting you know that I work for pizza.
Me too.
Most actors in New York City will work for pizza as well. Okay, so while we're talking, everybody, you can get your tickets. You can go to sulfurbottom.com. The link's below us if you're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network, where you see it right across your screen. And also, we can find out more information about Rishi while we're talking. You can go to his website, rishivarma.com. So you are a writer and an actor. So how do you differentiate? I mean, you have TV work, you have film work, you've done work in college, you've written things, you've starred in things, etc. How do you as an artist differentiate? Are you right now just, I'm a writer and that's what I'm focused on? Are you ready to still act? How do you do both?
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely ready to still act. I think writing is a lot of fun too, and you can do both. Or you can write things that you're acting in. I'm not in this particular production, but I've felt like anybody who's an actor probably has had the same experience over the last couple of years. Things have been changing. We had the pandemic. We had the actors strike. You don't always have control over acting because someone else has to tell you can act, right? They say you can be on my set and you can do this thing, otherwise you're not really doing much. With writing, I've always felt like you have full control. You can write in your living room, you can write all the time. Yeah, maybe no one's going to read it or watch it, but it's something that you can do no matter what the circumstances of the world and of life are. And it's really awesome to keep that creative momentum going and build worlds and stories. And it's fun and stressful and amazing and horrifying. So that's it.
Well, what I love about writers is that I feel like it's such a disciplined art form. Not, you have to sit down and look at that blinking cursor and edit your work and share your work. actors is an incredible art form as well, but writing, like, you spend a lot of time in the head of these characters, and you have to have a lot of discipline. I have ADD, Rishi. I can't even write a paragraph without taking a nap. So
Well, fun. I have ADD too, so it's a process.
The process. So do you keep steady hours? Does it hit you in the middle of the night? Like, what are you writing on a notepad on your computer? Like, what do you go to a coffee shop and what do you do?
Yeah, I write on my computer, and I usually get the biggest kick between the hours of like 12 midnight and 4 a.m. I'm like, all right, procrastinating all the way up until then. And I'm like, all right, I got to get it done. So I think a lot of writers are very disciplined. I'm a little more all over the place, but it's at some point you have to get to the page and write and get it done. And usually that happens way too late, and it costs sleep and all that fun stuff. So, and then I have to reread it in the morning to make sure whatever happened at that night makes any sense to anybody.
Who's your go-to person? Who's the first person you trust to read new pieces when you write them?
So my girlfriend reads pieces, my sister as well. She's been there reading pieces since I was in college. I would send it to her. And they're both writers as well, so like it helps in that aspect. And that's usually it. Like, those are the people I'll be like, all right, can you just let me know if this is anything interesting? Give me some feedback before it goes off to, my manager or a theater or even other friends who I'm interested in. It's usually them first. And that's always the first draft of sending to someone is always a really tough process, because it's a mess. It's like not where you want it to be, but you still want to hear a reaction to it before you start pouring in, months and months into that project.
Do you feel that once you send it to them, it's always good to send it to the girlfriend, the sister, they're going to tell you the truth, because sometimes, they're going to give you the good, honest truth, and then you can do the same. I think that's beautiful. You're like a community of writers.
Exactly. And you need somebody who can be like, or someone well enough to read between the lines, like she might be like, oh yeah, like, I'm not going to say it's horrible, but you can kind of read between the lines and be like, oh, okay, you pointed this thing out in a nice subtle way, and I know that this is actually the biggest problem in the piece. And you can start to tell, especially people you know really well, what their honest reaction is without them having to directly and aggressively criticize you.
I love it. Sulfur Bottom, everybody. We're talking about Sulfur Bottom. Sulfur Bottom's coming, sulfurbottom.com. It's coming to the Jerry Orbach Theatre with the production starting on the 13th of August, and then it will be every Wednesday and Saturday from after it opens on the 20th. Wednesdays at 7:30 and Saturdays at 1 o'clock. You can get your tickets. So what was the inspiration behind this story about small towns and industrial revolution, so to speak, or trying to stay? It feels modern. It feels like it's something that we are talking about around the world. Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, definitely modern. It's in the last 40 years where the play takes place. It originally came from a news story I saw, and I wish I knew where this was because it feels important, but about a guy who was living in a house, and the news reporter was like, why don't you just leave this house if you know it's so bad for you? And he was like, hey, it's not that easy. Just, nobody's going to buy this house. And I was like, who am I going to sell this house to if I know it's bad? How can I just sell it to someone knowing it's a death trap? And that the wheels turned from there, and it became a really dramatic moment of like, what do you do if you're living in a place that is harming you? And it's, there's heavy elements to this play, and then it's also working in kind of nature elements and that kind of stuff, and that came into the play. That's where the whale came from, and playing with industry and nature and how this family navigates everything. But definitely the core of the play is this family, and it's about their relationships with each other and how they survive over 40 years and 3 generations together doing what they do.
Doing what? Was sold by the talking whale. I need more information.
Yeah.
Tickets and see the talking whale. So, when I think about it, I think of news stories. I grew up in New Jersey, and there was a lot of news stories about the old lady who wouldn't sell her house to the corporation who was trying to build, and they built around her. Or you think back in the 90s, like the Aaron Brockovich story about, corporations' greed, building power lines and harming people. We live in a polluted world that in industry and money sometimes overrun people's health and well-being. And I'm curious to know how this family is going to navigate it. So I'm excited for people to check it out.
Me too.
So the director, as the playwright, what is your say about the cast and the director? Do you get to have input, and what's it been like so far to work with this cast and director?
Oh, it's been terrific. I definitely got to have input, and it's fun because it's a new work. I had a teacher one time tell me, like, new work, the director and the writer are like parents to that child, and they both have to know how to navigate it. They have a little bit of different fields that they're good at, and they can never argue in front of the child. So, like, that's also the goal, is you got to take your disagreements and work with them, and also trust. I trust our director to know what's best for the production. We're both looking for the same thing, to tell the story in the most clear, effective way, and to do it within the budget that we have. So it's really a team effort. I do some things, she does other things, but she's just getting geared up for the production right now, and it's awesome to watch because there's a lot of elements in this play. It's visually pretty cool to watch, and I think people will really enjoy seeing her style and her directing style, and how she's able to pull that out of actors and designers. It's really awesome.
It's amazing. So what is the casting process like for something like this? Are these people that you've worked with before, people that you know? Did you have casting for this and find new amazing talent? Like, you have a pretty big, you have a bunch of people. What do you have? 2, 4, 6, 8 people in this cast? So how did you find
in this cast? So we have six principals and 2 swings, and we did a casting call. We have a brilliant cast director, Bradley Bemboon, who casts everything out of the theater center. So the theater center has a bunch of shows that go on, and we cast just right off Actors Access, stuff like that. And it was awesome. I mean, we got the amount of, like, amazing people who came in and auditioned was amazing. It was really awesome to see. And we were so amazed by just everybody who was excited about this project and wanted to work on it, and the work they're doing already. So the cast, we couldn't be more excited about this cast. It's awesome. But yeah, it was really just a full process. One of our cast members did a reading with us before. So, we've had a little bit through that way as well. And she came to audition in this process, and we're like, it's great. So it really is just that we had such amazing teams from the casting side and the acting side. It's awesome.
I love the idea that you hiring people from Actors Access. And every time I do an interview and someone says, I booked a job from Actors Access, or I hired people from Actors Access, I always wonder, where were my jobs on Actors Access? I love them. And now these actors have a run here in New York City at the Jerry Orbach, which is such an intimate space. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's a legendary space of some great pieces of work that have been around forever. So it's definitely something. I mean, the Fantastics ran for a bazillion quadrillion years. Maybe, Rishi, your show can run for a million billion years there as well.
People buy tickets, and we will run as long as we can.
Buy tickets, sulfurbottom.com, and get your tickets. So is there fear in handing the reins over to the cast and the director? Is there fear in letting this show run now with an audience of strangers? People are going to buy tickets that are not friends and family. They're not people that have worked for you. Now your work belongs to the world. Is there a nervousness? How do you feel about as this month is coming up?
Oh, it's absolutely terrifying and horrifying. There's no way around that. Especially since this is the first play that, I'm debuting on, like, a public audience outside of a college or stuff like that. And it's terrifying because we're going to get people who are going to have opinions about the play. Some of them are going to like it, but I'm not going to pretend that everybody's going to think, we're going to get opinions. People are not going to like it. People are going to love it. And that's going to be fun and exciting. And also it's very scary because you want people to enjoy the piece. You want the production to run smoothly, and even just writing it and being like, does this work? Does this work? You have no idea at a certain point. 3 years in, I'm reading the script and I can't see it the way an audience is going to see it. And it's scary that you just say, all right, go for it. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm really proud of this play, and I'm really proud of the work that we've already done and that people are about to do. So I think hanging on to that is important, but it is terrifying. And I won't lie that, I'm going to try to avoid reading reviews or all that stuff, but it's going to be tough.
No, it's going to be great. It's going to be epic, and it's going to be a great run. And then this is just going to run, and then there's going to be more work. So do you work? Are you have other things in your head? Are you a one project at a time person, or are there other drafts, works, projects, pieces that you've been writing or thinking about?
Yeah, I've started to think about because the one thing in this industry that you're probably pretty aware of is it's always what's next. I'm trying to focus on this for right now, but I've been thinking about some other pieces to write, and some TV or film scripts as well that are in the back burner somewhere. So yeah, I'm definitely like excited to do something really different than this piece too. This is a drama with a little bit of absurdity and a little bit of comedy. I'd love to just write a full comedy or some crazy theatrical piece that is more insane or something like that. So we'll see. Whatever it is, it's going to be wildly different than Sulfur Bottom. That's all I know.
And that's what makes you a good writer, and that's what makes it exciting work. So for people out here listening, who should come see this show, and what do you hope people leave after they see it? What's the takeaway from spending an evening at Sulfur Bottom?
Yeah, I think I say anybody can come see this show. I think if you're looking for new work, if you enjoy new plays, if you enjoy things that kind of are not necessarily going to be perfectly linear and, typical, this is a really great way to have a unique experience in a theater with people. And that's awesome. And it deals with some, I think, pressing issues without, taken away from the story and the intimacy of the play, but it does deal with things that I think are really important. So if you want to see a play about environmental justice, and we're partnering with Climate Week in end of September as well. So we're really excited to work with them to come up with ways that we can help, and we'll have donations at the play that people can give to organizations we're partnering with. So if that interests you at all as well, come see it. If you like new work, supporting new artists, come see the play. If you have nothing to do on a Wednesday night or Saturday afternoon,
come see the play.
Or if you have something to do, cancel it and come see the play too.
Come see the play. Takeaway, come see the play. I love about environmental justice, and we all need to be caring about the environment, environmental justice, or there won't be an environment left for us to have. So
exactly.
Rishi, this is the kind of work that we need now more than ever, especially as we keep rolling back laws and making things more unhealthy and more dangerous in the world, not just here in the United States, but literally around the world. We need the artist's voice is what's going to hopefully make a difference. It's a way to protest and stand up for what's right. And you as the playwright, we thank you for the work to fight for all of us to have a healthier, better place to live. So thank you.
Thank you for having me and talking to me. It's I'm super excited for this process, and just hopefully people enjoy it or take something from it. I just want people to take something. Yeah.
They will. This incredible cast, this director, this playwright right here, sulfurbottom.com, coming to the Jerry Orbach. You got to get your tickets. It's going to be in this month of August, and then carrying on. So get your tickets and make sure you see it. If you're looking for something to do, you heard Saturday, Friday, goodness gracious, Wednesday nights, people, and 1 o'clock on no one has plans at 1 o'clock on the weekend.
Exactly.
No one has. You got to get your ticket and come see the show. Break Legs, have an amazing run. We'll be following, we'll be sharing, and we'll be making sure we look for this and everything else that's to come. The best is, I'm sure, yet to come for you. So rishivarma.com for more information, and we'll see you on screen and on stage and your words everywhere. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.